Hi, my name is Sylvia and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is the seventh house in the 12 signs. If you're interested in learning astrology, then you can always feel free to subscribe to my channel. And now let's get back to the seventh house. The seventh house in astrology rules over your relationships, close relationships in particular. It shows what you want in a relationship and how you relate with others. Also, it describes the kind of partners you tend to attract. If you have the seventh house in Aries and you are attracted to someone who is confident, direct, assertive, bold, focused, active, independent, someone who has a strong masculine energy but is also impulsive. You tend to attract to form relationships quickly, and usually your partner is the dominant one in the relationship. You are also a person who places great importance on being in a relationship. You're a peace lover, diplomatic, and you also know how to cooperate and compromise in relationships. Now, the negative side of Aries in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to someone who is a bit too competitive, argumentative, and there can be fights in your relationship. It can also mean that your partner is someone who always puts their own needs first. If you have the seventh house in Taurus, then most probably you're attracted to someone who gives you stability and security. You need someone who is committed and very grounded, down to earth. Maybe someone who knows how to make money or someone who can be wealthy or financially stable. Your partner might work in financial field as well. Now, the negative side of seventh house in Taurus is that your partner can be very possessive or clingy and stubborn. The partner can be too set up in their ways. It's very difficult for you to change their minds. It can be difficult for you to move on when a relationship ends. Now, if you have the seventh house in Gemini, you are attracted to someone who is very witty, chatty, intelligent, clever, someone who stimulates you mentally and stirs or stimulates your curiosity. It can also be someone who is flirtatious or childish, or even someone who has a very good sense of humor. Generally speaking, you're attracted to someone who you can have interesting conversations with. Now, the negative side of the Gemini in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to a partner who is unstable and fickle, or it can be someone who is very flirtatious, even with many people. And it can also be someone who is not very clear about their intentions towards you. Now, if you have Cancer in the seventh house, then you are attracted to someone who is caring, loving, sweet, emotional, sensitive. Your partner can be very family oriented. They are more introverted and enjoy staying at home. You need emotional security and love in a relationship. Now, the negative side of Cancer in the seventh house is that you are attracted to someone who is a mommy's boy or daddy's girl, someone who is very attached to their mother or to their family to the point where they are dependent on their mom or dad, basically someone who has mommy or daddy issues. Or your partner can be very childish to sensitive and needy, someone you always need to take care of, someone who can't be very responsible for themselves. If you have Leo in the seventh house, then you are attracted to someone who is very confident, who stands out, someone who catches the attention of people very easily. You also need to feel proud of your partner. The negative side of Leo in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to someone who is arrogant or who treats you like you are inferior, or someone whose ego is very strong and very easily hurt, or they can be very domineering, always wanting things to be their own way. Now, if you have a Virgo, if you have Virgo in the seventh house, then you're attracted to a partner who is practical, pragmatic, analytical, organized, a perfectionist, and generally you attract partners who will organize your life. Now, the negative side of Virgo in the seventh house is that you can attract a partner who always complains about everything, who is never happy enough, and they are also very critical of you. Now, if you have Libra in the seventh house, then you're attracted to a partner who is very charming, charismatic, even flirtatious, sociable, and is also a person who is easily liked by other people. Their looks can be very important for you. So basically, your partner has to be someone who is beautiful or physically attractive. Your partner can be an artist or have some artistic skills. Now, the negative side of Libra in the seventh house is that your partner can be someone who is very indecisive or too submissive or passive, especially if you are a woman. So basically, you are the one who leads the relationship. Now, if you have Scorpio in the seventh house, then you are attracted to someone who is mysterious, intense, passionate, deep, and with a lot of sex appeal. In a relationship, you need a deep and consuming and intense bond with your partner. It's also important for you to be physically and sexually attracted to your partner. Now, the negative side of Scorpio in the seventh house is that you or your partner or both of you can be very possessive or jealous or domineering. There can be fights in your relationships or power struggles because one or both of the partners, like I said, want to dominate in the relationship. Now, if you have Sagittarius in the seventh house, then you're attracted to someone who is very funny, who makes a lot of jokes, who has a good energy, someone who's full of life, basically a lover of life. They can also be someone who is optimistic, frank, open. Your perfect partner is someone who shares the same ideals or views life through the same lens like you. Now, the negative side of Sagittarius in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to someone who is, again, a bit childlike, who is not really responsible enough. They can be idealistically impractical, or it can be someone who is too attached to their independence. Now, if you have Capricorn in the seventh house, then you are attracted to someone who is very practical, pragmatic, reliable, responsible, mature, that don't necessarily have to be older than you, but they need to be mature. You need to feel like you can count on them. You also need a lot of security and emotional stability in a relationship. Now, the negative side of Capricorn in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to a partner who doesn't understand your emotions and your sensitive feelings. And maybe sometimes they can complain about the fact that you are too emotional or too sensitive. And like I said, they might not really understand you emotionally. And you might feel that sometimes they can be a bit cold or reserved emotionally. Now, if you have Aquarius in the seventh house, then you are attracted to someone who is very eccentric, values their freedom, someone who is more emotionally detached but also friendly. You can start a love relationship based initially on friendship. Now, the negative side of Aquarius in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to someone who is unpredictable or find it hard to commit to you, or they are too detached. Especially taking into consideration that you have a a Leo ascendant, which basically means that you need a lot of attention, and sometimes you might not get the attention you want from your partner. Now, if you have Pisces in the seventh house, then you're attracted to someone who is very sensitive, compassionate, empathic, artistic, dreamy, secretive, and romantic. You need a lot of romance in your relationships and you need to merge emotionally with someone else. Now, the negative side of Pisces in the seventh house is that you can be attracted to someone who can be a bit irresponsible, unclear about their intentions, evasive, unrealistic, unpractical, or is involved in some sort of unhealthy escape from life, such as alcohol or drugs. You can have unrealistic expectations regarding your love partners or relationships, and sometimes you can experience deceit. That would be like the more, like I said, the more negative side of Pisces in the seventh house. Thank you.